Time now for the Honda starting goaltenders. In a game where defense didn't matter Sunday, he gave up 7 in 20 minutes. In the last previous game that did matter, Marc-Andre Fleury gave up 1 into sudden death overtime. Lifetime against the Capitals, 16-8-2, 3 shutouts. Braden Holtby started 27 straight until 11 days ago when he got a rest. Shut out the Penguins late last month in Pittsburgh, his first win in 5 career games against them. Pierre, what do you sense down there?
During the warm-up, usually there's a lot of chatter between both teams, but tonight, especially the role players, there was a quiet intensity and focus. I have to think there's a little pepper in the pot for this game tonight, Doc. Both teams extremely intense.
Jay Beagle has moved up to work with Backstrom and Ovechkin at the beginning of the game tonight. Barry Trotz, the coach, said he was going to do some experimenting there. Here's Bennett with a shot that is held by Holtby against his chest, and 16 seconds after we start, we stop.
That's a very important player for the Washington Capitals, Jay Beagle. Can play as a first-line right wing, can play as a fourth-line right wing, can kill penalties, can give you a slot area presence on the power play. Pretty good for a young guy out of Alaska Anchorage that was never drafted. And that man's done a fantastic job giving the Washington Capitals a real playoff type of identity, something they haven't had in a very long time.
Eric Fehr will be matched up against Crosby for this faceoff. Crosby won it himself against the wall and gave it on back to Ehrhoff, then off the back of the cage. Taken along by Crosby yet again. Led it to the back, and a wrist shot was blocked wide, but they ruled it had come back outside. And so offside was called.
You know, Doc, we're already seeing the chess match start. Sidney Crosby on the ice, and the check line for the Capitals with Joel Ward, Eric Fehr on the ice, along with Brooks Laich. They're an effective weapon for the Capitals, especially when they get the pucks in deep and force star players like Crosby to have to play defense.
With Kunitz and Perron, drilled back in by Ehrhoff, curls along for Perron, laid behind off the tip of the stick of Kunitz, and Ward. Blocked one that was blocked down by Crosby, touched across to the ex-Penguin Brooks Orpik, gave it back up to Brooks Laich, and back in. Fehr moved in and battled for it to a side. Fehr with 2 of the 3 goals scored a month ago when the Capitals won 3-0 in Pittsburgh all the way in on Holtby. This one goes and he wheels it along off the glass to Brooks Laich. The veteran from Wawota, Saskatchewan, fed that one back that goes down the ice for an icing and a stoppage of play. 1 minute and 6 seconds into period 1.
Now, tentative start for both teams right now. Brooks Laich, Eric Fehr, Joel Ward can't change because of the icing. First shift for Maxime Lapierre as a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
He is out there with Steve Downey and Nick Spaulding. He is not shy when it comes to chatter as well as playing. Pierre has documented that. An adversary of Sidney Crosby for a number of years in the junior hockey ranks. Pierre was documenting that recently, and perhaps we'll have a chance to do it again. But meanwhile, forcing it along there and seeing it blocked aside and on all the way down for no icing. Virtually everybody in the arena.
And that's what you could see. Both benches yelling right now at one another after Wilson's big hit on Maxime Lapierre.
It was a heavy forecheck that the Capitals brought into Pittsburgh and got things started their way very well. And that's a good crunch by Chimera. On back to Hillen, and a shot is deflected into Marc-Andre Fleury, but he's able to hang on to it.
This is what you could detect in the warm-up. You saw this coming. The role players really had it plugged in. Tom Wilson and Maxime Lapierre, aggressive start for both players. And Tim Peel, the official, saying straighten it up. There's Maxime Lapierre and Tom Wilson. Good hard hit, nothing wrong with that. Now Tom Wilson going to say, okay, I'm going to pay you back. Nothing wrong with that. At the end of the sequence, Maxime Lapierre lit up Tom Green, and all that extra verbiage you're hearing, that's not from me. That's from Wilson and Chimera and Maxime Lapierre as they get off the ice.
We will just reassure families watching that Pierre does have a button that he can press to quiet things down there. Offensive zone face-off for the Capitals. Both of these teams have had some strong play, but not lately. Both have won only 1 of the last 5. Pitched on back, and that one knifed down and lifted on by Paul Martin. It plops back near Matt Niskanen. Prior to the 1 out of 5. A steal and feed by Hornquist that is cut off. They try to clear and aren't able to do it just yet. Now finally they can get it on now for Karl Alzner, and that directed back in. Kuznetsov bangs along the boards with Letang. Right back up to twirl it along again. Kuznetsov jammed along by Johansson. Came onto the back for Alzner. Deflected on back for Martin. And feathered on through for Sutter. Sutter just throws it in toward the goal, and it's covered by Holtby. Prior to 1 win in 5, the Penguins won 4 out of 6. The Capitals won 7 out of 9 and got points in the 2 others. So it is mercurial the way they've been lately. And Sidney Crosby will get to know the chewing gum flavor of these guys. That's Joel Ward, who will be a part of the unit that will be sized up against him during the course of the evening.
And this is where Chris Kunitz has to make a difference on this line, Doc, and I think he can, just getting pucks in deep and grinding and forcing that checking line to play defense.
Flipped on now for Crosby to glove down and play along with the stick. Crosby fed one across, and here's Ehrhoff worming his way along the backhander wide. Perron comes up with that one, tried to stash it onto Crosby's second effort, but it winds up being a delayed offside. John Carlson motors ahead. No Capital plays more per game than this guy does. 23 minutes, 21 seconds.
And one of the reasons why is because he's playing with Brooks Orpik, who's been such a great mentor to John Carlson.
Floated around behind, and it is Fleury reaching. Playing as Bortuzzo. Run into there by Light. French guys working around behind. Reaching in was Crosby. They stagger free and are able to lift it along in the person of Ward to Fair, then across to Light, then on back to Carlson, spun around to Fair, who wheels one off the outside of the goal. Eric Fair turning with it again. Good battling done there. Squirted one around behind. Ehrhoff got there and then is crunched by Ward, and it is played at center. And you think the Caps have at least established the physical game that they wanted.
And that's how you take Perron, Crosby, and Kunitz out of the game. We saw this against Philadelphia with Voracek, Shannon, Drew not that long ago when they were in here and lost 1-0. That line's such a weapon.
Full house here chanting "Let's go Caps," a rivalry game for sure. They have not had that much time to develop something you would think over 41 years, but boy have they ever. In playoff series and an earlier era as well as this one, when the two captains became the lightning rods in each other's cities. Some heavy crunching, and Adams is able to step away. Adams trying to turn and cannot. Jammed one in close quarters. Still dueling there is Adams along to Zach Sill. Rush check there by Green. And it's Beagle lobbing it around behind for Jack Hillen.
Here comes Lapierre.
Flipped one on a cross, and Beagle starts ahead with it now. Beagle puts on the brakes. Taken out of the play by Paul Martin. Continues though. And it's Backstrom ripping it back to Alzner, and a shot. Score! A deflection by Ovechkin. 1-0.
Well, they've got a grinding ability. They also have some serious skill. Maxime Lapierre is the only set of fresh legs on the ice for Pittsburgh. You're going to see Nick Backstrom come in. Lapierre's down and out, so he can't close the gap. They whip it over. I think Ovechkin gets that point shot. There's a slick feed from Backstrom. Alzner on goal. Yeah, I think it touches number 8 stick. Ovechkin, and he just beats Marc-Andre Fleury's short side. But again, that's the hustle and the skill effect of Nick Backstrom and the hand-eye coordination of Alexander Ovechkin.
Ovechkin 4 times has won the Rocket Richard Trophy for most goals scored. And with that, he is now tied for the lead. Back to Niskanen, and that one blocked off by Scuderi. Meanwhile, chased around behind, the Caps are clearly warming to the task here. Reaching in is Lapierre, persisting is Scuderi, and he gets a little space. Lobs one ahead, Lapierre brings it ahead, and tips it back in. Alzner shouldered off by Spaulding. Downing trying to turn there. Downey jammed at there as they continue to shove along. Doing that was Michael Latta. Turned around behind once more, and it's Spaulding with it. Coming by is Wilson. Sent along now to Downey. Downey shoveled one back. Scuderi blasts one and carefully blocked away by Braden Holtby. It is Latta turning on back. Latta sent it around for Alzner to play. 5 3/4 minutes gone, first period. Ovechkin with goal number 28. Nash and Sagan have their 28th goals as well, so it's a three-way tie for first. Alzner and Backstrom get the assist. Sutter brings it on for Pittsburgh, and that guided away by Holtby. Stepping to it is Paul Martin, Minnesota-born defenseman. Lost it to Brouwer, then to Green, then to Hillen, then to Johansson, then led back across to Green, who motors on. Giving it back up now for the hold of Brouwer, and Johansson a shot, and he got the glass with it. Blocked off by Hornquist. Rattled around behind and stepping to this Johansson now. Shoveled along for the take, though. And the feed that ricocheted off Bo Bennett sent off of Bortuzzo, then Green, and then fired away from the reach of Martin. Hornquist brings it right back, has Sutter there. It got tangled up in his skate, so it's Green to fire it off. Troy Brouwer takes over there. Brouwer guides it on, and it can be walked ahead by Green and then shuttled on the backhand and in. Simon Dupré up with this for the Penguins. Nearly 7 minutes gone. The shots are 4-3 in favor of the Penguins, but the Caps lead on the goal by Ovechkin. Filtered on through for Sidney Crosby. Guides it across to Kunitz. Dropped it back off. Turning along with Perron right around in front. Oh, and that one wouldn't go. Perron turning with it again. A penalty coming up against the Capitals. Drop back off now to Dupré. Work back in. Slot pass over to Ehrhoff. Delays and gives back over to Dupré. What a traffic jam at the front of the net. Given on to the back. Ehrhoff fires it back along. Quick pass to Dupré. On the delayed call, it's Ehrhoff once more. Fired it along. Oh, and deflected just wide by Kunitz. Punched along, but then intercepted off Crosby's stick by Ward. And a penalty to Washington. The grade 8, Alexander Ovechkin, has struck first. The Penguins on the power play in a moment. Presented by Toyota with Pierre.
Thanks a lot, Doc. Well, both these teams played last night, but that hasn't stopped the physical play early and often here for both teams. Players accepting their role. Maxime Lapierre, Tom Wilson, Maxime Lapierre, meet Mike Green. All kinds of physical play, down low grinding, star players engaged, role players engaged. It's equal opportunity here tonight, and that's the thing that's going to warm this game to everybody's heart. It's going to be nasty, it's going to be fast, it's going to be skillful, and it's going to have some fight.
Mercedes-Benz power play. There have been 9 hits in the game, 6 registered by the Capitals, who clear this one down. So the Penguins will start from 180-some feet away. It is Letang shoveling it off and corralling it and moving ahead as Paul Martin nudged on to Crosby, connected on to Perron, met by Light, got by him, but not by Niskanen. Head around now for Letang. He of the 5 assists last night against Winnipeg. It is Paul Martin tucking it back on for the carry by Perron. Near the front is Hornquist. To the outside, it is Martin to Letang. Flip one that is directed to the corner by Crosby. Chopped on by Niskanen, played back down by Light. Moving for this one is Brouwer, coming across Letang. Brouwer turning, chewing up more penalty time. Continues to do so behind. Good job by Troy Brouwer, who was walled again, this time by Martin.
Understands what it means to win. Troy Brouwer, Stanley Cup champion in Chicago.
Worked on by Crosby. Karam's right to Green, and will chew up some more time himself. Waiting, and back down. Snagged by Fleury and paddled into play for Dupré. No shots by the Penguins on this power play that's got 40 to go. Bennett brings it ahead. Rolled it in and went to get it past Alzner. Tipped behind, but Green got it there. Green very active already in this game, but it is Dupré, and then knocked free by Fair, and here comes Fair, moving on in short-handed. Save made by Fleury with the shoulder. Right back ahead with this now comes Sutter. They've got a 3-on-2 with the odd man, but it is popped over the glass, and play is stopped.
His last 2 years at junior, Eric Fair had 50 and 59 goals. He knows how to score. Now he's accepted a checking role, a penalty-killing role with Washington. Stips him over play of the puck. Goes in on Marc-Andre Fleury, tries to beat him high blocker side. Fleury fights it off.
2 shots on this power play, and both of them by the shorthanded Capitals. They've been strong in special teams here at home. The last 9 games, they've killed off all but 3 of 31. Penguins have been strong on their power play lately at 7 for 22. Anytime you get over 20%, that's worth talking about, but they're over 30. Across it comes now to Ehrhoff, then fed back on to Crosby. Ripped on back now for the hold by Dupre. Ehrhoff a shot, and that one slowed but bounced to Crosby. Fed it across, anticipating that was Ward, but it was shoveled off the outside of the cage. Bounced on around for the take back up by Chimera. Gets some help from Carlson out of the box to Chimera. And a reach there by Dupre. That saved some trouble for Pittsburgh. Penalty box empty. Nearing the halfway point of period 1. Second of 4 games this year between the Penguins and the Capitals. Both teams will host one in February. Carried ahead now by Ovechkin. Slams one that went wide. Rebound hopped over to Tom Wilson. Rattled it on around, and Ovechkin tried to play there. Flipped on back, and Wilson right there to play it. The big man able to field it along to Backstrom. Bumped a bit was Ovechkin. Backstrom twirls, hoping to find him. Ripped one across that caromed off of Spaulding. Is sent back along and out to center where Green is harassed. Played on back again for a toss back ahead for Downey. And he is run into by Jack Hillen.
Jack Hillen's such an underappreciated part of this Capitals defense. Look out.
Very close to Pierre, that collision between Wilson and Zach Sill.
Not so much the bodies, the sticks there that time, Doc.
That's true. Here's Sill working in. Turned into him by Green. To a side battle, and Sill is able to turn, and Green right on him again. Sill tried to force it to the front. Blauer said no, and the two go waltzing to the corner. Around behind again, a feed at the side of the net. Jamming at it was Adams. Trying to hold it is Holtby, and it's under there somewhere. 1 tick below 9 to go in the first period. Ovechkin's 28, the only one in the game.
You have a 1-0 lead. Are you happy with the way your group is playing?
Yeah, I am. I think we came out with a little bit of a good intention, and we got a quick goal, got emotional, got some early hits, a little bit of ground and pound early to get everybody into it. I think so far not bad. Great penalty kill. That was a sort of a little bit of turning point right there. They started getting some momentum.
Thanks very much, Coach.
Barry Trotz, Alex Ovechkin. A different system, Pierre, than what you've seen here before?
Oh, absolutely. And I think a big thing that's going to help the Capitals in the playoffs is the fact they can play that ground and pound that Barry just alluded to.
Dancing free is Bortuzzo. Game number 100 for him. The battle at the front of the net, poked at by Bennett. Ricocheted across to be filtered back out again by Brouwer. And it glanced off someone, and the net is dislodged anyway. And so the clock is stopped.
And, you know, Doc, just to take it a step further, the Capitals always had the high flyers. They had the Biederbonders. They had the Dmitry Kristiches. They had the Jaromir Jagrs. They held the guys like Ovechkin and Backstrom that could fool you off the rush. Now they got guys that can body slam you and dominate board play. Makes a big difference in the playoffs. It really does.
The style that they have now has worked for them most of the time. And Barry Trotz was saying before the game, for about 2 months, it just sort of hummed along great. And then 7 games in 11 days, and he started to notice some fatigue and some mistakes. All a part of humans doing this and not robots. Dealt back along, and it went on through Sutter, kept by Alzner, flung into Bortuzzo, reached there and fed over for Brouwer. Oh, and a great save made by Fleury coming across. Now Sutter sees this play made across the ice to Ehrhoff, gains the zone, has Sutter gliding, and this one is thrown up into the mesh. 8:10 to go, first period of play. Ovechkin from Alzner and Backstrom at 7:35, 1-0, the home team.
And you know what, Doc, for Mike Johnston, it's about getting his team to rally after that win last night, 5-3 over Winnipeg. They had to do a lot of rallying that game. I thought they responded well, and you can see Mike's not afraid now. Offensive zone face-off, Kunitz, Crosby, Perron, get on the ice. That's smart, aggressive coaching. The last time he did a Pittsburgh Penguins game against Chicago, he wasn't coaching that way. He was more of a defensive coach. Now he's more of an offensive coach.
Ooh, there's Dupre with a shot that is just snapped out of the air by Holtby. Get the only hockey app with free game highlights and audio, plus live out-of-market games. Download the official app of the NHL.
And this is interesting. Brooks Lake's going to come off. so that Backstrom can take the face-off against Crosby. The last time Crosby won the draw clean, and look at that, that's coaching. Backstrom wins the draw clean against Crosby. Great job by the coach, Barry Trotz.
Kicked along by Ward for it to be played further by Backstrom and back in. Ward goes steaming after it. Dupre got there, scaled it along to Scuderi. Back along for Kunitz, dragged on by Crosby in a 2-on-2. Crosby able to get his way partway by, but cannot get all the way through as Carlson and Brooks Orpik took over. Now it is played along by Kunitz. Shoved one that ricocheted to the corner, getting out of the way the referee Tim Peel. Battled for by Perron. Menaced there by Orpik, taken along by Kunitz. Trying to sashay from Carlson, no luck, and right there was Fair. And Fair is able to shove this one back out. 7:20 to go first period. It's 1-0 Washington here in Wednesday night rivalry from the nation's capital. Little trouble for Max LaPierre with the checking of the linesman. Played back along and trying to get it was Spaulding. Also trying is down. Everybody trying. Who will get it? Letang. Let it go. Save made by the pad. Strapped to the leg of Holtby. Backstrom trying again. Fed along by LaPierre and around to get it is Green. Green sped to Ovechkin, touched it on to Backstrom, and that popped out of play down the runway toward the Penguins locker room.
One of the most uncomfortable things in the league is when Sidney Crosby's attacking you in full flight. Watch John Carlson's head. As soon as his head goes down right there, he's in trouble, and Crosby knows it because his feet freeze. And then Crosby keeps attacking. Eventually, they're going to get a chance off that rush. John Carlson got lucky. His partner, Brooks Orpik, was over to help out in the slot.
Brooks Orpik leads his team in blocks. He's third in the NHL in hits, and we're going to have some hits here. It is Tom Wilson slugging away on Zach Sill.
Doc, coaches set the table. So as soon as Barry Trotz saw that Zach Sill was on the ice, he gets last change. And he says, you know what, Pittsburgh's starting to push back a little bit. I'm not going to allow that to happen. You don't have to tell the player anything. Tom Wilson comes on the ice and he understands his role. Right off the draw. You've sensed it in the warm-up, Doc. You could just feel it. Tom Wilson's only 20 years of age, by the way. He doesn't turn 21 until the end of March. That's about as nasty a 20-year-old as you're going to see with all kinds of serious offensive skill.
6'4", 210. Sill, 6 feet, 202. Majors apiece for fighting. And somewhere Jay Caulfield is saying, I understand. Wish I were in uniform. Here comes Chimera. Chimera fed, taken by Brouwer, handed on back. And Hillen must play at center. And any number of Capitals, including Alan May, might have said that too. They like these carnivore games. Majors as well as minors and goals. Offside on the pass. 6:12 to go. First period of play, 1-0 in favor of Washington.
Now, Troy Brouwer just had a little collision with Andrew Ebbett. Maxime Lapierre was sitting on the Penguins bench right by Brouwer. He's already started his little whispers into the air of Troy Brouwer. It should be interesting to see how Maxime Lapierre fits in with the Pittsburgh Penguins. One stat, though, Doc, that can't go away from Maxime Lapierre if he's going to last in Pittsburgh. Since 2008, he has never been a plus player in the NHL. That's the last time he was a plus player, in 2008. And he played on some pretty good teams going back to Montreal, Anaheim, Vancouver, St. Louis, and now Pittsburgh.
So what you're saying is for a defensive specialist, you would think it was better.
Yeah, he better start being a plus player if he's going to last.
Thrown back in by Jay Beagle and around to get it Ovechkin. Plasters Dupre, or beg your pardon, Bortuzzo into the boards. Whacked at him there as it's played back along. And the Capitals are snarling. Around this one comes now for Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff with a long toss that goes all the way back down, and so Holtby will take over there. Rattled it on around, and Sutter tried to block it, but could not. Ovechkin feathers it on. Carried right back up ice by Jay Beagle, and Beagle able to poke it by Paul Martin. Then it's lifted along by Letang. Battled for there, and Beagle comes up with it again. Whooping it around behind, and after it, Ovechkin. Ovechkin collided there with Paul Martin and the boards and glass. Taken along by Beagle yet again. Turning with that biscuit to the outside, it is Beagle throwing it around behind. Played further right back up the boards and poked by Orpik. It squibbed to the corner for Paul Martin to turn. Penguins having some trouble with puck possession in their own end right now, so they can get out. Sutter able to squirrel this one back down the ice, and chasing it down, short of icing, is Karlsson. Dealt back along to Orpik, under 5 to go in the first. Sure glad you've joined us tonight from Verizon Center in Washington. Drubbed along off the short glass. It ricocheted off Scuderi on the try back in by Ward. Scuderi fed it back up. Kunitz takes it ahead, has Crosby nearby. This one is scouted down and carried ahead by Dupre. Tucked back to Crosby. Crosby ragging it along, chased down by Lyke and hit by Orpik. So now it's Perron behind. Perron led one, and a shot. Ricocheted loose. Oh, and divingly brushed into Holtby by Crosby. 4:27 to go, first period. Full extension by Crosby. Answered by Holtby, 1-0 the home team. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBC Sports/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime. There have been 11 shots on Braden Holtby, and he has gotten 11. 6 shots by the Capitals at the other end. And a tip by Alexander Ovechkin. No chance for Fleury. Has made this 1-0, but on now with it is Latta right around. Save made by Fleury, sprawling out. What a finesse move by Michael Latta. Lapierre played it ahead. Downey trying to force his way by. Brooks Orpik says no, and the 2 test in the corner. Orpik again trying to play it up the boards. Rescued by Spaulding. Chipped across, and Latta is after it. Twisted back by Scuderi. Played on by Dupre. Spaulding could not handle. Orpik could. And then Green. Mike Green, who led the entire NHL in power play goals in recent memory. Among defensemen, that is. Sees this one broken down now and carried back up by Bortuzzo. Bortuzzo trying to work by and cannot. Jammed on by Green. Taken in stride by Johansson. Moving back up with Brouwer. Good hip check applied by Ehrhoff. Ripped along by Crosby and turned back by Perron. Nicely sachets by one and tried to work it to Kunitz, no luck. Carried in by Crosby again. Brush checked by a couple, he still got it. Kunitz a shot. That one popped up high and wide. Played along by Niskanen and tipped back out again by Brouwer.
First time we haven't seen a matchup on Crosby.
Crosby comes off the ice now. As Pierre mentioned, the chess match continues as this one is lifted back in. It's a harder chess match to play when Evgeny Malkin is there, and they have 2 very decided missiles to throw at you. Played back up now to Ovechkin. Ovechkin battled, but it's taken away, and the shot is deflected up into the mesh, and thus out of play.
For Michael Latta, he's trying to find his way with this group. This is going to endear him to his coach. Nice chip and chase. Jason Chimera is going to get it to him. And then a quality opportunity for Michael Latta as he goes through Simon Dupre and Robbie Scuderi. And it's a left toe of Marc-Andre Fleury that denies Washington a 2-0 lead. He was part of the big trade, Doc. Philip Forsberg went over to Nashville. It was Martin Erat and Michael Latta that came the other way from Nashville.
He's ridden the buses, both for the Milwaukee Admirals and Hershey Bears. This one thrown into traffic, and so they must turn back. Reaching was Beagle, but then it's tipped on back for Green. Latta, Nashville's 5th pick in 2009.
Guess who knows him really well? The coach of the Washington Capitals, Barry Trotz.
He would in that time, wouldn't he? Tonight we have had 13 of the 14 faceoffs in the defensive zone in the end to our right. If the ice is worn down a little bit there, in the near circle, that's where most of them have taken place. Here now, a lot of times they'll position a guy for a strong side faceoff or a right circle faceoff. He's got an advantage. Why does he have an advantage?
If you're talking about Crosby right now, left-hand shot, but on this side, Nicholas Backstrom's got an advantage, and he wins it, and he beats Crosby again for the second time. That was off an icing play, but Mike Johnson didn't mess around. He put Crosby's line right out there with Kunitz and Perron. Now look, the matchup's back engaged. Fair's on the ice, Joel Ward's on the ice, Brooke White's on the ice against Crosby.
Dupre worming his way along. Backstrom has won all 4 of his defensive zone faceoffs. Stats that have undoubtedly been kept down there as well as up here. Brooks Laich run into by Dupre, forced it back to the corner. Fair trying to get behind and is able to pull away only as far as Kunitz. Still while falling, saw one turn back over to Ward by Crosby. To the back, Carlson butchers it across now for Orpik, and the shot blocked wide and then played along behind by Dupre. Kunitz to get this one, hammered it off Crosby to center with 90 to go. John Carlson fired it wide. The log jam of players wedged in. Dupre outmanned Ward that time. Ward hasn't left yet and is still in this play, but a stick shatters that of Niskanen. On now comes Sutter, but he can't get into the zone because of the play of Olsner. So Bortuzzo led it across. Sent through Sutter in the final minute. Karl Olsner handed it across to Niskanen. Niskanen flipped one that went off of Brouwer and back in. So along to take this and to whip it on was Bortuzzo, but it's into the traffic of Johansson. Dumped it behind now for the turn and the feedback to Johansson, and then shuttled aside by Andrew Ebbett. Popped onto center where it can be left by Orpik, taken on but offside by Downey.
It's been a very strong first period for both teams. Holtby's made some good saves. He's faced 11 shots. Marc-Andre Fleury, he's faced some good chances, only giving up 1. Both benches applauding Tom Wilson and Zach Sill for their fisticuffs early in the first period.
There's a guy that played 703 games for the Penguins in Brooks Orpik. Now the second one against them. I mentioned he is 3rd in the NHL in hits at 174.
And he's changed the batting order on their defense. It dumps Karl Olsner down, and it takes a lot of pressure off of John Carlson. Really good acquisition for these Washington Capitals.
Some puck pressure on him from that drive back in that Carlson shrugged off. Latta handballed it ahead, and back to get it is Adams. Adams connects with Letang, and we get a halt to play. Took a while, but they got it done with 20.4 to go. The shots 11-7 Penguins. On the Ovechkin goal, it's the Capitals ahead.
Tom Wilson still on the ice. Let's see what they're going to change it up. 4th line on the ice. This is where last change matters. See Crosby, Perron, and Kunitz on the ice. So good job by Barry Trotz. Don't expose your 4th line in the last 20 seconds of the period. Gets his checkers out. That's what it's all about in terms of utilizing home ice advantage.
The cerebral probing by 2 smart guys here. Mike Johnston, the coach of the Penguins, and Barry Trotz of the Capitals. First year for both of them with their teams. Crosby again with Fair. Carlson and Fleury. Martin and Letang. Letang connects ahead. Kunitz on to Crosby. Crosby filtered it across, checked away from Letang. Martin hurries and pushed one toward the front, but that one blocked aside and then scaled on back to center, and that's it for 1. Stay tuned for the Lexus intermission with Liam, Mike, Keith, and JR from Super Bowl Central in downtown Phoenix, where JR used to light it all up. Now that would be on the ice. We're talking Caps clean up the defensive effort, and the Leafs look to stop the slide. Shots were 11-8 in favor of the Penguins in that first period, but there was 1 goal, and there were majors for fighting. Major penalties and a goal there on the tip by Ovechkin, 1-0 Caps. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection, and by the Discover It card. It's a game changer. It is 1-0 Capitals, about to start the second. There is a hockey fan named Ashley Wagner en route to her 3rd U.S. championship Saturday in Greensboro, North Carolina. Did you notice a fist pump there? Yeah. A wonderful story. She earned money for ice time as a teenager in retail sales at a jean shop living in Virginia. A Caps fan, favorite player as of 2 years ago. This guy, I kind of doubt that she has changed.
Way to go, Ashley. Like the intensity in that figure skating there, Doc.
You don't see fist bumps too often.
Oh, good.
Good for her. And good for us. We've had sort of a fistic, ornery kind of game here. That means something. The way they play it here, the Caps have the lead 1-0 over the Penguins. Wednesday night rivalry in the second period underway. No carryover penalties, nor power plays as Paul Martin drags it on. It is always interesting when a new period begins to see what adjustments have been made by the coaches and thus the players. Ovechkin gallops ahead. Paul Martin goes to work on him. Fed across to Backstrom, and the shot, knuckled off the glove of Fleury. Battled for by Beagle, pushed around behind. Martin trying to reach there, able to sidestep much of Ovechkin, and played back ahead off of Hornquist, then pumped along again, and gliding on with it is Paul Martin. Martin crosses, gave it back across off the boards to Bo Bennett. Backhanded one that skipped up off the glass and into the mesh. Inside the glass, here's Pierre.
Thanks a lot, Doc. In the first period, there were 21 faceoffs. So Washington Capitals won 14 to the 21. A little bit of a look at their handiwork, good support from the wingers, solid play from the center iceman. Their Backstrom wins it. Good job by Chimera winning. Right back to Niskanen. There's a neutral zone example. If Washington gets puck possession, they're able to take away some of the skill of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And it was a real good job in the first period by all the Capitals center icemen.
Off this tie-up, it is pumped along and taken on by the Penguins. Downey given to the back now to Ehrhoff. Sped back over again. It is Bortuzzo playing on to LaPierre, then around behind. Jousted off by Hillen was Downey. They continue to jab along the boards, and it comes free to be played by Tom Wilson. Wilson, representing the Dobermans, throws the ball back in and around to get it in Bortuzzo. The shoulder that came from Latta.
That was heavy duty.
It was Tom Wilson who put the shoulder in, and Latta who had the reach there. This one is flung along by Holtby. Bounced down off of Spaulding. Latta tried to touch it along, got out of the way of a freight train coming that was Downey, and then it is played back up again by Mike Green. One of the Golden Retrievers there plays one ahead that is deflected back in. Charging after it is Like, and Like a shot that is held by Fleury. This week, the biggest Sunday night of them all is on NBC, live in Glendale, Arizona. Full day of coverage beginning at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It all leads up to the game between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Super Bowl 49 Sunday, only on NBC. Just the second face-off in the game back in the Pittsburgh end. 14 in Washington. The Capitals have won 8 of those. They win this, and Orpik a shot that hit off of Ward, played across by Crosby, and steered ahead by Scuderi onto Kunitz. Trying to work his way by Carlson. A good shoulder came his way, courtesy of Orpik. Meanwhile, the puck poked along now for the carry by Joel Ward. Ward popped one off Scuderi that goes back in deep. Dupre rammed into Like. Then a try by Ward. Ricocheted off both Fleury and the outside of the cage. It is Fair playing it on back. Jammed off was Ward. Boy, they just come rocking in. This is wonderful board play we're seeing tonight. Part of what Pierre forecast we would see at the start. He also forecast snarl. That's been delivered already. There may be more. But ahead with this now comes Crosby. He's got a man flying up the wing. Crosby with a shot. That blocked away by Orpik, and it bounced on for Ward. Laid back ahead for the carry by Johansson, wanting to get by. Able to get there, and then is shoved off by Letang. Fed back across now for the take by Niskanen. His shot is blocked in front off of Fleury. Scramble for it there. Came to the corner. Finesse back along again as it's touched on for a feed by Johansson and taken away and started back out by Andrew Ebbett. Has Zach Sill moving. That one wandered away, followed up by Ebbett and offside.
Doc, you were just talking about the board play of Washington. It has to start with a good shoot-in. So there's a good shoot-in, create a foot race situation for Brooks Lake and Simon Dupre. Look at the support down low. And a little touch patch by Aaron Fair out to Joel Ward. Matty Niskanen, he's going to put that through a maze of players. Quality opportunity for Washington. Marc-Andre Fleury's got to see through that maze of players and played off the second chance opportunity. So a real nice job by Washington here in terms of understanding their identity as a team.
Chipped across now for Bo Bennett to take on, and touched on a cross. Alsner flopped one along. Beagle tries to play there. And they rule offside, and they're going to take this face-off as they did earlier in the game all the way back, saying it was with intent.
And a little help from the Penguins bench, so this is not just a routine offside. You see how teams that win face-offs can manufacture chances.
See how Sutter does here on this draw, opposite Baxter. It's kind of nice to hear the organ once in a while, isn't it?
It is. Old school, Doc. Kind of like this game. There's a face-off.
Yes, that's right. Good point. Bennett a shot, and that went off a stick wide, and then could not be stopped by Letang. Could by Martin, but at center. Guided ahead for the touch back over for Niskanen. Niskanen advances and fires it in from the center line around near Martin. And they go to work on the boards, and the feed off Backstrom, walked on by Niskanen, fires, and that hit off Beagle in front.
Oh, man.
Rushed back ahead, and Beagle limping understandably, and he comes coasting to the bench. Meanwhile, on a cross, it is thrown along and then sent off the glass and out of play on the try-up ice by Letang.
Matty Niskanen can bring the heat. 28th overall by the Dallas Stars before he moved to Pittsburgh. Eventually ended up in Washington as a free agent this past offseason. That got him in a spot where there's no padding. Niskanen can bring the heat out of Virginia, Minnesota, and you see that gets Jay Beagle in the back of the leg. There's virtually no padding there.
Jay Beagle, you may have noticed, has gone down to the Capitals dressing room and probably to the first aid room.
Sometimes you get cut there, yeah. Sometimes you can get cut from that puck too, Doc, if there's no padding there.
Shot by Bortuzzo is deflected to the glass, poked on by LaPierre. Turning with it is Hillen, Colorado College product, trying to get some help, and he got it there. Thrown back on by Tom Wilson and brought it back by Mike Green. Green rattled it right back in, and around it swirled near Wilson, checked off by Smalling, and LaPierre will chase it down. Former Vancouver Canuck, St. Louis Blue, lobbed it along further for a feed that kicked across to Smalling, and then is advanced by Ehrhoff, and the blast into the catching glove of Holtby. And he decides too many Penguin guys nearby will just wait. 15:37 to go in the second. The shots are 12-11 in favor of the Capitals, 4-0 in this period, and they lead 1-0. Michael Pavonka has been mentioned earlier in this broadcast. He is 49 years old today. Norman Rochefort, Stan Smeal, Jack Eagers, Dan Carcillo, Mark Napier, Paul Henderson, Colin Campbell, Arnie Brown, and Colin Fraser among those celebrating birthdays.
Colin Campbell, a former Pittsburgh Penguin.
True enough. In the days of the blue costume.
Yes.
Thrown on by Fair, tucked away, but charging after this is Ward, met by Letang. Ward trying to get by, and Letang with a good cancellation, though giving away some signs. Kunitz across, and Crosby moves. Help came from Martin, back to Crosby again. Crosby drifts, shoots one. Save made by Holtby. Played back up the boards, trying for it. Ward jousted off by Kunitz, and persisting in getting it as far as center as Fair. And forced back in again by Kunitz. Fire wagon change for the Penguins, and the Capitals will answer in kind. Carlson able to flop one out to center. It's chopped loose and then nudged on back for the play back out again by Dupre. Taken by Zach Sill. Sill chased down by Brouwer and smeared as that one is pushed in to Braden Holtby.
Doc, there are a lot of awards in the National Hockey League at the end of the year, and you got to like this play by a potential Norris Trophy nominee, and Christopher Letang comes back on Joel Ward, doesn't play the puck, plays the man. That's a big body play. But Doc, I'd like to throw this one at you. How about Christopher Letang as a leading candidate for the Masterton Award?
Oh, when you consider it, yeah, good point, Pierre, and what he's been through health-wise, for sure. As this one is punched away by Holtby. Along to the outside, it is jammed across, nicely read there, and a lot of traffic and harassment by Dupre, and the shot was nubbed down by Green. Battled for there around in front, and Craig Adams goes after it, along with Johansson. Johansson able to muscle it back along where it can be played in by Green and flown to the corner for the bounce to Dupre. Hacked away by Kuznetsov, battled for by Tuasai. 5:50 gone, second period of play. The score is 1-0 on the Alexander Ovechkin goal. Poked right back along again by Adams, and around it swirled for Hillen. Hillen touched it ahead. Tipped right back out again. Kuznetsov delays and then connects on to Johansson. Gave it up to Green. Save and a cover by Marc-Andre Fleury. So far, the Capitals have fired 12. Marc-Andre Fleury has gotten 11. That's the 11th. Player profile presented by SAP. It's Chris Letang last night against Winnipeg. 5 assists, a career high, 22:51, a team high in time on ice. 37 points, third among defensemen.
Doc, when you are a defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins, you think back to Paul Coffey, Larry Murphy, Randy Carlyle, the Norris Trophy winner. The Tanks run him in some pretty intense company on the back end for the Penguins over the history of the franchise there.
Twisting pass across, and Sutter able to cut that one, moving back up with Hornquist now. Sutter rolled it in. It bounced off Niskanen. They go after it and collide. It is Backstrom taking over, connecting on to Beagle. Good to see him back out there again. This one skipped on back. Letang pursued by Ovechkin. Ovechkin wanted it behind, and then it is reversed on for Sutter. Then Hornquist, but Alsman. Ovechkin and Beagle. Brings it on back. Jay Beagle flipped it across off Martin. The try by Ovechkin was blocked, and it is Hornquist on back. Had it tipped away by Backstrom. A little bit of a missed signal there at the Capitals bench, but not serious enough. And so play will continue. A goalie and 5 apiece here. It's carried in by Kunitz. Kunitz's shot snapped up and held by Braden Holtby.
You know, Doc, in the first period, we saw Pittsburgh get a lot of second and third chance opportunities. We're not seeing that in this period. And I wonder if that's because it's a back-to-back situation for them and they are on the road and they don't have Evgeny Malkin, so some of their guys are having to play more minutes. They didn't have Crosby last night. I'm going to ask him about it because we're not seeing as many second chance opportunities here this period.
I guess then it would lead that, are you saving it a little bit for the third? Even though teams will never want to admit they're saving anything.
Yeah.
But if the game remains tight in the third, is there an acceleration or is there further fatigue? It's the same for both. They were both out of town last night. Ehrhoff sees this one squib behind. It's Bortuzzo taking over for the Penguins. That pass ricocheted onto Light. Fires one that went past the waving wand of Joel Ward.
This is now officially the best third line in the league, I think, anyways. Bear, Light, and Ward.
Straight him back out now is Crosby in a 3-on-2. Crosby got it over to Ehrhoff. Back to Crosby. Chopped one that went off a Capital stick. Pumped along now for the take by Ward. Handed on to Fair. And Fair dropped it back in. Long toss by Scuderi. And back down where Jack Hillen goes to work. Closed off a bit there by LaPierre. Back up the boards to Scuderi. Scuderi rattled it around behind, and Green stopped it there. Squibbed loose in front. LaPierre had the stick knocked out of his hands, and that'll be a penalty. A power play will be coming up to the Penguins as the result.
And this is where Maxime Lapierre can be beneficial. He can drive guys a little bit nutty. And you see Jack Hillen out of Colorado College come right over on Maxime Lapierre and whack the stick out of his hands. Barry Trotz doesn't like it. He wanted a call made earlier in the sequence down low in the offensive zone. He thought one of his players was interfered with, and that's what he's pointing to with the young official, Graham Skilleter.
Hillen, the minor, second power play of the game for the Penguins. Barry Trotz looks on. The power play is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. So it'll be Beagle and Fair up front. Carlson to work in back as one of the two defensemen, and the other will be Brooks Orpik. No shots on the first Penguin power play. The Capitals had 2 shorthanded in that one. Letang able to give it across to Paul Martin. Nicely able to sidestep, forcing the defensive work of Beagle as it's sent across now to Perron, and a shot booted away by the netminder Holtby. Tricked back along now for the clear back down by Fair. It comes along to Fleury, gets in the way of Beagle, tries to stalemate to the boards, and it comes out in front where it had to be handed away now for the deal back. And Hearts in Pittsburgh are now slowing.
He was almost outside the trapezoid when he was playing that puck.
Very close. Letang with it there. Sent it through Brooks Laich onto Martin, and then back to Letang again it comes from Crosby. Drive, and a save made by Holtby, who has been strong and is now 16 for 16.
The Penguins were 2 for 3 last night on a power play against Winnipeg, and the man about to get the puck, Letang, was a key component as to why they were.
Perron connects with Crosby. Kunitz is nearby. It's tucked onto Ehrhoff. Spiked away from him. Settled down by Crosby. Nicely twisted back to Letang. Then Crosby yet again. Crosby back to Letang once more. Gives it over to Ehrhoff. Christian Ehrhoff taking a look at things near the front. Very deliberate. Got it back to Letang. Letang holding again. Watched pretty tightly by Chimera. Ehrhoff with a blast, and it got the glass and rattled around. And Letang has to play at center. Half a minute to go on the power play. 2 shots on goal on it for the Penguins. And the steal and the drift off by Joel Ward. And the blast back down. All the way through it came over to Fair. And that hit the outside of the net on the try. So now Ehrhoff in the last 10 seconds of his team's second power play of the game. Racing back on now is Sutter, dips the shoulder, took a swat there, and it's cleared back along by Karlsson and down, and that'll do it. Out of the box is Hillen. Set up now for Dupre, taken away though by Beagle. And Beagle will drift on out to center and chew up some more time, though the penalty is over. The Caps needed to reset, and Beagle enabled them to do that. Backstrom gives it back to Hillen. Ahead now to Ovechkin, going to work on Dupre. Staggers, gets up, shouldered by Dupre. The two go down and continue to duel. Along with it is Ovechkin again. Popped one on a cross that sailed near Green, settles it down and plays it on. Backstrom turning with it there. Back to Green yet again. A big screen in front. Backstrom a shot. It got the glass. Hopped onto Ovechkin. Chopped away from him by Sill, and the two of them rock along the boards. Meanwhile, it's brought back up and handed on to Ehrhoff, and Ehrhoff to blast back in and stopped by Holtby. Under 9 minutes to go, second period. Wednesday night rivalry from Washington. 1-0 Capitals on Ovechkin's goal at 7:35 of the first. Played back ahead, but off of Craig Adams. Shift change on as Adams has lost a stick, gets another from the bench, and it is handled there by Mike Green. Spalling in on the forecheck along with Adams, and the other forward is LaPierre in his first game as a Penguin since the trade with St. Louis involving Marcel Gottsch. Rolled on out to center, touched across by Niskanen, and on for the throwback in by Alzner that's slowed down by Fleury. Fleury forces on near Adams. Latta tested him, so it goes the other way, and Alzner will step in. Took the hit from Bortuzzo. Oh, and then Latta stepped into Bortuzzo. Meanwhile, two aside, they continue to duel. Given up to Bortuzzo, tucked it across to Scuderi, and he will bring it on under 8 minutes to go. The gentle toss right back in again, and after it is Alzner. Stalemated there by Spalling, but it's Niskanen coming by. Backhands it ahead off the stick of Chimera, and it's rescued by the Penguins' defense. Paul Martin trickles one ahead that's guided right back near him, but played on by Letang. Shuffled on for Kunitz. Has a man breaking. It is LaPierre, and that one had to be blocked away by Braden Holtby. LaPierre moving in again. Alzner had a little trouble with the referee being in the way. Letang, I guess that's a lot of trouble. Letang tucked it ahead, and then it's sent back across by Perron to Kunitz. Kunitz puts on the brakes and looks over his options, decides Martin's one, then to Kunitz, but that shot was blocked, and a penalty is coming up. It's going to be against the Penguins. To the box, it will be Perron. Power play Caps, they lead 1-0.
In the first period, you had a lot more second chance opportunities. Is it a fatigue factor, or are they doing something to you to take away those second chance opportunities?
Yeah, well, we have to get more puck possession time down low in the offensive zone. We've really got to work their defense down there, and the second chances are going to come from getting the puck to the net and having net traffic. I thought we've had guys there We just got to get the puck to the net a little bit more.
Maxime Lapierre, first game for you. How hard it is to break a player in during a game?
Well, you give him a few things before the game to focus on, mainly defensive things, so he understands our system. He plays with energy. I thought he's had a couple of really good hits. He's created energy. That's what we need from him.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Peter.
Penalty killers for the Penguins out of practice. They did not have to kill a penalty last night against Winnipeg. Penguins are the most penalized team in average penalty minutes per game. Yet their penalty kill is 4th best out of 30 in the NHL FIFA. Along with this now is Backstrom. Sent it around behind, that is forced back up the boards and thrown along by Green. Backstrom gave it up again. Niskanen across to Green. Beg your pardon, that's Ovechkin with a shot. An allowed boot of the puck with the pad of Marc-Andre Fleury. Back across it comes now for the touch by Green and along for Johansson, but lost and cleared back down by Sutter.
Solid play by Robbie Scuderi and an aggressive defensive play.
Penguins make a change in their guys out there now. It is going to be Zach Sill up front. Martin and Ehrhoff in back, and Adams, the other forward, is gliding on with it now as Backstrom. Has Johansson out there with him and Ovechkin, but the Penguins take over and just delay a little bit before it's brought back up and rattled back off the glass by Sill. 45 seconds to go on an uneventful power play thus far, and a pass escapes all the way out. Only a single shot on Marc-Andre Fleury on this power play. Tipped on a cross for Green to read ahead. Brings it back up with Ward, who will be the tripod man at the front, trying to shake his way by, and no luck there was Kuznetsov. Lifted along by Green, hoping for Brooks Laich, and he got what he wanted along to Kuznetsov. Gave it on to Ovechkin, had a little trouble, but recovered inside the line. Now hands it across for Green yet again. Deals one right into the catching glove of Marc-Andre Fleury. 14 to go.
Sorry, Doc. Joel Ward was right there to try to bat that out of the air as Mike Green had a long power play shift for the Capitals. Almost a full 2 minutes.
Joel Ward warms up with a baseball and has done this for some time in the hallway. In Philadelphia, that's sort of dangerous because the hallway is occupied by others, including at one point myself, but he does describe what he throws as a two-seamer.
Didn't the late Dave DeBusschere used to play in the NBA and also Major League Baseball, Doc?
Yeah. Gene Conley, I think, was the same. Across now it comes for Carlson, and a shot, and that kicked aside in front and played along now to Scuderi. Scuderi clears it back down, oblivious to our arcane reflections on multiple sport guys. 5:05 to go, second period. Penalty time is up. 2 shots on goal on that power play for the Capitals. Tipped along by Laich, and right there is Marc-Andre Fleury. Play halted here, latter stages, second period. It is a 1-0 lead for the home team in Washington. It's late there, Pierre.
Now the playoffs start for the Los Angeles Kings tonight against the Chicago Blackhawks. Dave Strader, Eddie Olczyk, and Brian Engblom will be there. And then tomorrow at 6:30, Kenny Albert and I will be at Madison Square Garden, where the Montreal Canadiens and the Rangers play a playoff showdown from last year. Anaheim and San Jose right after that.
It is like a shot, and that one will not go. Again, a grab. So are you Amtrakking, Pierre?
No, sir.
Okay, I guess you can't get there tonight, right?
I'm trusting the airplanes.
Okay.
Face-off plays, we've talked about it. Watch Brooks Laich come through. That's the wing support you need to have for Eric Fehr. And he launched it on goal. Look where Joel Ward is. Right in the face of Marc-Andre Fleury.
From the tie-up, it comes to the back, touched across to Carlson by Orpik and deflected wide. There'll be a penalty coming up, and it's going to be against the Penguins. On the delayed call, the feed went through Joel Ward and trickles back down, but out of harm's way. On a long delayed penalty call, it's Brooks Orpik. Orpik and Carlson right now, and it is Fehr working along with Joel Ward and Brooks Laich. Some harassment from Kunitz. Long toss ahead comes to Laich. Laich tried to work one along, and it was battled enough by Crosby that the whistle is blown. So, second power play of the game to the Capitals. First 2 minors were Washington.
Back-to-back face-off wins. This time Fehr beats Crosby clean. They go D to D. Watch the slot area. Robert Bortuzzo knocks, I believe, Joel Ward down as he goes to the net. And that's what leads to the penalty for interference. Those face-off wins matter a whole lot, don't they, Doc? It's amazing.
They do. Did you notice anything on Washington's power play last time, and it wasn't that long ago, that would lead you to think they might be able to connect on it?
They have to break the pressure. The Penguins are doing a great job establishing pressure points early on.
Ovechkin a shot, and an answer there came from Marc-Andre Fleury. Floated on by Ovechkin, read by Scuderi, and back down. And Rob Scuderi has had his name mentioned a number of times tonight because he has been handling the puck and doing very well with it.
There's an example of those pressure points I was talking about. Scuderi, who plays left defense, is already over on the right side of the ice.
Green hands on now for a feed by Johansson, given on back to Green. Drifts in and shoots one. Oh, knuckleballer. Poked along, but the whistle had blown. No matter. And a face-off to occur.
Little miscommunication for the Pittsburgh Penguins in that situation. And Mike Green came right down Broadway. There's a flutterballing attempt. After it was deflected, Troy Brouwer tries to knock it in. The Penguins scored a goal kind of like that last night against Andre Pavlich and the Winnipeg Jets that did count. This one didn't, for good reason. That puck was covered up. And it never crossed the line either.
Well, that's it. It had the looks that it might be one of those that would escape and go across, but not the case. Brouwer in to try and win this draw, and that was sort of weird, wasn't it? A false start. LaPierre won it cleanly, but it was dropped illegally, and so Andy McKelman will do so again. 3:48 to go.
He's still talking to Brouwer. It started in the first period.
He being LaPierre.
Yes, sir.
Feathered on, brushed along by Scuderi, jammed further, and Green able to keep it alive. Then to Ovechkin. Ovechkin drifting and shooting one. The stick fails him, and along it comes now to LaPierre. Very quickly, Ovechkin had gotten another stick from the bench. And so he does the sweep as this is tapped on by Green for the carry by Backstrom. Halfway through the penalty kill, Backstrom shot, and that got the glasses, trying to shrug it away with Fleury. Meanwhile, along near Paul Martin, near that broken Ovechkin stick, the pass actually hit it, and is sent back to Ovechkin now, across to Green. Green drifting, Ovechkin hacked it to the corner, bounced around now as they hope for Johansson, but get Ehrhoff. Sent along for Brouwer, who fired a shot wide. It is Ovechkin again, and then Green. 33 to go on this power play as it's Backstrom walking on again. Backstrom drifting. He's got a man right around in front. Decides to just hang on to it for now. Got it to the back. Green across. Ovechkin score!
Doc, I don't care who the goalie is in this situation. Andrew Evans got to respect the man in the slot, so there's a nice little backhand feed, and he can't get over there nearly quick enough for Ovechkin. Nice backhand saucer pass. Watch Mike Green. Fakes like he's going to shoot it. That freezes Evan. That gives time and space to Ovechkin, and he just blows that right by Marc-Andre Fleury. Liam Keith and Mike were talking about Ovechkin at the All-Star weekend, shooting it over 101 miles an hour. That one had about 100 miles plus on it. What a launch by Ovechkin.
Backstrom with the secondary assist again. That gives him 35 and makes him fourth in the league in assists. Ovechkin now with the league lead in goals. Number 29 for him. For him also, it is power play goal 13. So carried ahead by the Penguins, who are down in the game 2-0. The last time they met, they lost in Pittsburgh 3-0. They have had some chances, but not a lot of really good ones. Washington and Pittsburgh are two of the top 13 in the league defensively. Ahead it comes now for Chris Kunitz, lobbing the bouncer back in with the last minute 50 of the second period trickling down. Off of Ovechkin, fed by Perron, off the bounce to Crosby, jammed one to the front, shut off by Holtby. Crosby circling again. Guided it over now to Martin, couldn't get loose for the shot because of the tight play of Jay Beagle. Tipped on out to center where Letang floats it back in. Delayed offside, and now it's wiped as they curl out and back in on the forecheck. Kunitz to the bench, hops over, as this comes right back ahead to Jay Beagle, and he brings it ahead and lobbed it back to the corner. Letang tries to play there. Backstrom intercedes. Beagle trying to work it free. Popped high in the air right in front. Backstrom nudges it on, and it's held by Brooks Orpik for a wrister, and that blocked away and taken by Letang. Letang chased off behind the forecheck of Johansson. Letang able to accelerate to center. His pass misfires for Crosby and goes down. No icing on the play. Orpik connects back over to John Carlson, and Carlson lobbed one that is gloved down by Bortuzzo. Robert Bortuzzo guides it back over for Christian Ehrhoff. Floated ahead now for Downey. Rips it right back around the glass, and it swirled off the shelf. Back across where banging in effectively. That time was LaPierre. Meanwhile, it's carried right back up ice again, and working it on and throwing it in wide was Kuznetsov. Worked along on the backhand of Bortuzzo, but tied up in traffic, so he'll have to go behind. The reach prevailed only as far as Chimera, and then turning with it again is Ehrhoff. Guided it along, thrown by Niskanen wide of the cage. Around to get that is Tom Wilson, and he jammed it behind, but it came back over LaPierre.
Chimera had him lined up, Doc.
Yes. His life was flashing in front of him, wasn't it? And it scooped away and thrown down, and that's it. So that's 2 periods. The Caps with a goal from Ovechkin in the first and a goal from Ovechkin in the second. Stay tuned for the Discover Card second intermission with Liam, Mike, and Keith from Super Bowl Central in downtown Phoenix. Green showing offensive flash and an interview with Brandon Saad. No goals for the guys in white. 2 so far for the Rock the Red group. Both from Alexander Ovechkin. 2-0 after 2. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. Hey, let's go back to the 90s a bit here. Tom Barrasso. 19 years in the NHL, 6 different teams, but boy did he ever make a name for himself with Pittsburgh. 2 Stanley Cup championships and 38 shutouts. Olaf Kolzig, 17 years with 2 teams, predominantly with the Capitals. 303 wins, 35 shutouts, and the Stanley Cup final in '98. Quite a gentleman, that guy. And this is the guy that has registered the goals tonight. The 2 captains, Ovechkin with a couple, his team with that 2, and the Penguins still looking for their first. Any expectations on adjustments for Pittsburgh in the third, Pierre?
I think they have to start pushing the pace a lot more. Keith, Liam, and Mike are talking about it. Start picking up the pace with their skating. Stop sitting back.
1 shot for the Penguins in the final 9 minutes of the second period. And Hornquist has answered that with 1 here in the first 20 seconds of the third, and the puck is sealed.
So, Doc, we watch Washington, and they have precise shoot-ins that establishes forecheck. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, this shoot-in's right into Braden Holtby's breadbasket. He handles it, gets a face-off, and they're dominating face-off situations. That's not how the Penguins want to play. They have to chip and chase, short side shoot-ins, create foot race situations. Don't play stalled hockey, play aggressive, fast hockey.
Eric Fehr won 10 out of 13, just to amplify what Pierre said. 8 out of 11 for Nicholas Backstrom, 5 out of 6 for Michael Latta. They're just owning it at 67% in the face-off circle. That one blocked by Holtby, came on back to Bortuzzo, turned along to Crosby with a little space. Crosby tried to shake one in the side, and it's off the outside of the frame. Angled off the glass, Bortuzzo got it there, hurried one that is ladled away and then played along by the backhand of Orpik. And then Carlson, boy, good shoulder into him by Kunitz, and then off of Fehr. So lobbed around behind by Carlson to Orpik again, shift change for the Penguins. So a little spunk being shown from Kunitz on that forecheck. This is laid back in again by Brooks Laich, and so back to take this is Dupre. Long pass ahead is directed on. Second effort by Downey. A little help from Spaulding. Spaulding fed it across, played off the boards by Scuderi, away from the reach of Tom Wilson. Poked along by Chimera, along to Wilson again. Yanked it on further to Latta. Latta wanted to work one along, but Spaulding got in the way and chipped one on that can be brought back out by LaPierre. He's roll blocked along by Wilson right in front of Pierre. You okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Max wasn't almost.
Well, that's right. Carried back on by Scuderi, dropped on back to Dupre, given up to Hillen. And Dupre reached it away from Chimera. But it's still in the zone, and Latta fed it across, but it's cut off by Spaulding near the end of his shift. Got it on to Downey, threw it back in. A careful block by Braden Holtby.
I don't know why they keep using Holtby as a shooting target. Put it up the boards, just chip it in gently. Create those foot races. Right now it's too easy for Washington because Holtby's handling every puck.
Bauer jabbed that one off of Andrew Ebbett, and then it's played by Letang, who has to dart back. So make them work a little harder, Pierre.
Put some duress on the defense. They played last night in Columbus. They lost. Force them to go back and get it. Don't let the goalie handle the puck.
What a scrum. 4 guys. Along the half boards, Paul Martin nudged it across. Taken though, and galloping out with it, Johansson. Kuznetsov touched it back in. Letang to play it there. 2 minutes and 50 uneventful seconds in terms of changing the scoreboard here in the third period. 2 Capitals goals, both by Alexander Ovechkin. And we get a halt to play, and this one is going to go back down. Time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts in the tilt. In the head-to-head matchups in the regular season, when Crosby plays against Ovechkin, you see the goals versus the opponent. 25 for Ovechkin, including tonight, 17 for Sidney Crosby. They have played against one another in 7 playoff games, and 4 of those were won by Crosby's team. And they wade in here, Crosby and Fair prevails again. Magnificent in the face-off circle, this guy. Brooks Laich drags it on. Ran into some opposition there and gets involved in a bit of a bear hug with Bortuzzo. Play continues as it's carried back up by Kunitz, moving on with Perron. Can't get by Carlson, and it's Laich yet again. Then along for Ward, and that one off the skates of Bortuzzo to the corner. Ward able to play it there. Wanted to point it, could not. Follow up, and it bounced on for a careful keep by Carlson. Needed help, but from center ice. Over 3.5 gone here in the third. Well, that was just a misfire that goes for an icing. So the face-off to be back here, Braden Holtby, who has faced 21 Penguin shots, 2 in the third period, and both of them from long range.
Some frustration starting to seep in for the Penguins. That time they had something going. You see Kunitz shaking his head. Here's why he's shaking his head. He's trying to chip and chase. He's just not hard enough against John Carlson. If that's just a little harder, a little deeper, then you create those foot race situations because you have inside support from the attacking forwards. But that's more like what the Penguins have to do. Just get it deep.
Bennett tried to center, no luck, and it's Ovechkin touching it through the linesman and back down. And it will be no icing. So it is Dupre accelerating ahead and a long pass in stride to Bennett, but they rule he was offside. And so it will be again a neutral ice face-off to result. We've talked about various colleges and universities tonight. We like to mention the ratings every week. In the men's category, North Dakota #1, Boston University #2. Minnesota State last week was first, this week is third. The women's category, Boston College is first, Minnesota and Wisconsin. 2 teams that you always see near the top are second and third. Boston College women 24-0-1. What happened to one night? Wow. Ovechkin with a scorcher that got the glass.
Another face-off win. They're just getting wiped out on face-offs through the night.
Chased down by Bortuzzo, whacked ahead by Spaulding. The challenge came from Balsner, though, and so they rugby scrum it again. In the corner, reaching in, was Beagle. Beagle able to pull away there, took another whack from Bortuzzo. Beagle dropped it off, Alsner all the way in deep, and then Backstrom fed one, and a shot by Beagle was blocked off.
There's a penalty that's not called. Wow, that should have been a penalty to Downey for slashing Alsner's stick.
Played along near Downey earlier. It did cost earlier in the game, just not that time. Touched on now to Backstrom. Ooh, run into by Downey.
Trying to create mayhem. Now he goes by the bench, letting everybody in the Caps know. Now he's going into the bench, or tried to. Derek Manson, the linesman, comes over. There's a sequence Doc was alluding to, also jumping in. Backstrom out front, quality opportunity. What a save by Marc-Andre Fleury. And this is what we're talking about. That stick gets whacked right out of Carl Walser's hand. We saw Jack Killen, I believe, Doc, earlier in the game take a penalty for doing that. Very same kind of play.
Liners are 2 apiece and a major apiece. And some jostling between Like and Perron as this one is dropped and Carlson lays it ahead. Grabbed off there by Joel Ward and pushed back in where Fleury will set it up behind. 5 minutes gone here in the third period. If the Capitals win this game, they will be 3 behind Pittsburgh for the second spot in the Metropolitan Division. Should the Penguins come back and win it in 60, then the difference would be 7. Along it comes now for a little, I beg your pardon, 5. Touched along for a shot across the net mouth that's wide. Letang gave it on back, and it is shuttled loose and then whacked along further by Carlson. Thrown along there by Paul Martin and then guided on by Brooks Light. So again, if the Caps win it, the difference would be 3. 62 points to 59. Penguins could make this 7, but they show no signs of it just yet. It's been a solid Capitals effort, as Pierre mentioned in the face-off circle, and also in executing what they've wanted to do. No chance for a goaltender on the tip by Ovechkin, nor on the power play goal by that guy, because they both came rapid fire as he is wont to do. Slugged away at center and touched on now by Zach Sill, followed up though by Andrew Ebbett. His shot is blocked down by Hillen. Work back along and as far as center.
What a useful player Jack Hillen has become here for the Washington Capitals. A depth defenseman who can play, really play solid, physical, smart hockey with the puck. Cap friendly, Doc. That's always important.
Makes a difference. Jack Hillen can accelerate ahead. The last Penguin scoring chance, 9 minutes into the second period. We are 6:45 into the third. David Perron had that chance 17 minutes ago. So it is brought up by Hornquist. Along now to Sutter, moving in with Bo Bennett, trying to get by Niskanen. Outreached him, but touched it behind. A hit there by Hornquist. It's guided back up the boards, directed by Chimera, read by Wilson, and Wilson plays it along and goes burrowing to the corner with Bortuzzo. Neither guy gives much, do they? Around behind now Chimera. Chimera trying to turn for a forehander. Tangles up there with Downey, and play continues. Downey able to come up with it and play it along on second effort, but not out. Backstrom able to sidestep the reach of Downey, threw one into the catching glove of Fleury, and play is stopped. 7:26 gone, third period. Nothing much has changed on the scoreboard. It's still 2-0 Washington. Welcome back to Wednesday Night Rivalry, presented by Coors Light. Upcoming games on CSN Mid-Atlantic. The Canadiens Saturday at 1 in Montreal, then Los Angeles and Washington Tuesday at 7, and then at Ottawa next Thursday. And of course, sandwiched in between on Sunday afternoon, we will have the game between the Capitals and the St. Louis Blues on NBC. Faceoffs are 32-13 in favor of Washington. Shots on goal 23-21 Washington.
This is why Pittsburgh got Maxime Lapierre, 55% face-off man, just like Marcel Gottsch, the player they traded away to St. Louis. Won that one.
Makes him unofficially 3 out of 6 for the night, so 50%, normally around 55. Give him one more, and if he wins that one, well, we've got some orneriness here. A check by Downey on Wilson. Drifting by is Latta.
This has been going on for a while. Downey tried to smuggle his own self onto the Washington bench and create some mayhem. And this all started, as we said earlier, but watch, the whistle's blowing after. They're talking to Downey because he did try to go into their bench. Latta comes over, Wilson comes over, and it's a good job by the linesman getting involved. Excellent job by the linesman. In that case, it was Andy McKelman who's this a long time.
Wilson, a large young guy, only 20 as Pierre mentioned earlier. Second full year with the Capitals. 3 years with the Plymouth Whalers.
And Doc, this is so smart by Barry Trotz. He knows his tough guys are on edge. He takes them off the ice and puts his skill guys on. Barry Trotz is running a heck of a game here tonight.
Well, he doesn't want any more power plays to get the Penguins back into this because they do have some electrifying players who can do something if they get that advantage. Haven't been able to do much full strength. This one's grabbed off and held by Fleury from Kuznetsov. Back inside the glass with Pierre.
Well, this is all about pushing the pace right now for the Washington Capitals. And, you know, you look at it, it starts in their own zone. They get it, they move it tape to tape. They recognize their outlets. They don't slow down. It looks a little bit like the way Pittsburgh plays. Hard, up and out, chip it in deep, get your forecheck game engaged. Great puck support through the middle of the ice. The Capitals have moved it well. They've chipped it well. They've checked it well. And that man's coached very well tonight.
A lot of experience, 15 years in Nashville. The only coach they had until this past year. Peter Laviolette has the Nashville Predators performing well, and based on this game tonight, it's been the same for Washington. The centering pass is flagged down by Fair.
Doc, is this line growing on you? Fair, Ward, and Light?
Much fun to play against, are they? Along with this now comes Perron. Perron shakes around behind, holds and fires, and that ricocheted across. Shuffled on back, Perron touches on to Martin. Martin deals in deep for Crosby. Checked off by Carlson, tangled up to the boards. Fair able to escape with that. Fair flopped one on back further after it was Light, but it's finessed on by Martin, taken by Perron. And Perron flipped one that sailed out of play, and everybody okay in the Capitals bench? Seemed to be.
Now again, some frustration for the Penguins. David Perron comes in. Yapati's going to the net. Tries to beat Braden Holtby short side. Sidney Crosby not a very happy camper right now. David Perron not a happy camper. They tried Patrick Hornquist that last shift. Kunitz is now with Sutter and Bennett. So Mike Johnson trying to change up his chemistry a little bit.
Ovechkin looking for the hat. Twist. Would not go. Bounced ahead. Will be an odd man rush for the Penguins. Sutter gives it across. Poe Bennett had some trouble. Rolled it around behind. Kunitz crashing in with Niskanen, but it's taken by Backstrom and then to Beagle. Jay Beagle ties up on the boards with Poe Bennett and can be taken now by Kunitz, and Kunitz is able to rip one right back in, and it's grabbed by Holtby.
Yeah, that's not good enough. It's too easy. That's got to be around the boards. You cannot allow Holtby to do that. Now it's a 2-on-1.
Sure enough, here's Backstrom moving on in, delays and shoots one, save. Fleury paddles it along, and it's scooped up by Dupre, and then Scuderi.
And that's the one adjustment Pittsburgh's going to have to make before their next game in New Jersey. The shootings have to be a ton better.
Well, Marc-Andre Fleury, the game before the All-Star break, wound up giving up only 2, and the second was in sudden death overtime. And he has been strong tonight if you consider that neither of the 2 goals by Ovechkin was stoppable. And, of course, Holtby at the other end has been flawless, facing 23 shots.
Well, there's a better shoot-in. Now, look, they gain possession. They can go to work and start bumping and grinding.
This is Zach Sill, sees it squib ahead now for Adams, punched it right back, but Green to get it there. Turned around by Sill, puck popped loose, Kuznetsov has to go behind, forehands it around, Ehrhoff touched it along further, but it is forced on back and then repeatedly by Brouwer until he could poke it in. Pass escapes all the way to center, Carlson out of Natick, Massachusetts, lobs it back in. Carlson should be the guy from Virginia, Minnesota, because a lot of Carlsons came from there, right? Here comes Downey, fed one on back, and trying it is falling with a pass off to LaPierre. LaPierre forced behind. After it there is Latta run into by Dupre. Puck poked along now for Letang. Letang threw one, but it was away from Spaulding. There was a long jam of players toward the front. Penguins unable to take advantage of the chaos, and now we have Downey locked up
with Latta.
Where's Latta?
Yeah, this was coming Doc for a while.
In terms of weight, this is more of an even matchup than we saw earlier. get fives. They earned them. Midway, third period, 2-0, the home team.
Welcome back to Washington. The Caps lead 2-0. Shooting and retrieval. Look at the RoboCam from Advanced Auto Parts. Chris Kunitz on the shoot-in. Easy play for Braden Holtby. Brandon Sutter tries to retrieve. Can't do it. Defense get over aggressive. Simon Dupre, mini 2-on-1 incurs. Whip it on goal. Marc-Andre Fleury forced to make one save, but that all comes because a bad shoot-in by the Pittsburgh Penguins, and that has happened a lot here tonight, and something they need to adjust to. And Mike Johnston studies as much tape as any coach in the league, is as prepared as any coach in the league. I would assure you, Doc, that will not be a problem when they play New Jersey on Friday night.
Up in New Jersey, where the Devils came from behind and won a game in overtime tonight over Toronto. So for the Leafs, that's 7 straight losses. Two teams do not meet until February 17th in Pittsburgh, and then the 25th of February back here. So sadly, the whole season series will be over with 6 weeks or so left in the season, but you never know what the playoffs will bring. Whacked back in by Fair, who's one of my 3 stars tonight, but I don't get to vote. Thrown on back by Orpik. Oh, great save by Fleury. Rebound. Forced by Barry. Scores!
The NHL better buckle up. This line's here, and they play for keeps. Forecheck pressure. Good support by Ward. Brooks Laich, Eric Fair going to the net. Where's the Pittsburgh Penguin defense? They're checking air. Eric Fair's not. He's putting the puck into the open air and into the back of the net. This is a spectacular performance from this line tonight. They've been great all season long since being put together by Barry Trotz, and they're stifling the opposition's best players.
For Fair, that is 15 on the year. His career high is 21, and this is barely past the halfway point of the season. 35 games remaining on the Capitals' schedule, and Fair magnificent.
Ross Mahoney, the scout that works the western part of Canada for the Washington Capitals, must be so proud. What a junior career that man had with the Brandon Wheat Kings. Last 2 years of junior, Doc, 109 goals, 50 and 59.
Niskanen, a shot shrugged away by Marc-Andre Fleury. Forced along by Bennett. Punched further by Backstrom. Rushing in is Beagle. Backstrom around behind, and closing him off there was Paul Martin. To his side with 8.5 to go in the third, and the Capitals leading by 3. Beagle could not get to the front of the net. Taken along, though, by Ovechkin. Jostled off by Sutter. Puck taken by Bennett. Moving back up with Kunitz. Rolls it ahead for him. Niskanen and Kunitz test. Kicked along further for Ovechkin. Able to feather it back out, and Paul Martin comes across defensively for the Penguins. Laich and Orpik get the assists on Fair's goal, his 15th of the year. And you have to think this was a career that almost ended because of a severe back injury. He was sidelined for 10 months. Received 10 cortisone shots. Struggled to even get out of bed, Eric Fair. 2-on-1 for the Caps. It is green, and it is in.
It's the message that won't go away for the Penguins. Bad shooting, easy play for Holtby, aggressive forecheck, not so fast. He moves the puck one way, tape to tape to tape, and eventually it's going to end up at the back of the net. Get it, whip it, blow it by Fleury. That all starts with a bad shooting and great puck retrieval by the Washington Capitals coming out of their own zone. Mike Green, thanks for coming.
It is now 4, and it is impressive. 2 goals in a minute and 22 seconds. Fair's 15th, Green's 5th. Kuznetsov and Johansson come up with the assists. Jay Beagle bounced one in front that Fleury covered, and so with 7:26 to go in the third, there'll be a face-off close to him.
This is a versatility of Jay Beagle. Now he's playing center on the fourth line, and he's going to come off. So just to start that center ice faceoff, that's what Barry Trotz has available to him. That's such a useful player. He understands every single role he's put into, Don.
Turning along with this is Chimera. So many of these players spent time in the American Hockey League in Hershey. That's kicked aside after a struggle in front by Dupre. They won championships there. This one sent across now for Letang, who marches on. Letang sent one that was canceled out by the reach of Niskanen. Played through Letang and back down, and there'll be an icing that will come up from this.
You hear those doors slamming. That's not the Washington Capitals door. That's the Pittsburgh Penguin door. And for Mike Green, all kinds of questions. Maxime Lapierre coming off the ice. Tough first game for him, not so much because he's played poorly, but the Pittsburgh Penguins have been exposed to a surgical performance by the Washington Capitals.
To the back now to Paul Martin, twisting it on for the play by Perron. Penguins just trying for some semblance of muster here before the game ends, as they're down by a score of 4-0. And it is Perron settling things down. Perron delays further, played it on through, Hornquist there. The tests are interesting for the Capitals, back-to-back, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, with incredible teams in Montreal and then back here on Sunday afternoon against St. Louis. So the test will be high. And their coach told Pierre and myself before the game he was concerned about how it had gone lately, but he thought fatigue was a factor. Well, they don't act tired tonight despite the fact they played last night and lost. The Premier League weekend is on NBC and NBCSN. Saturday, the two heavy favorites for the Premier League title clash as Chelsea host Manchester City on NBC at 12 Eastern. And weekend coverage begins as Hull City host Newcastle United, 7 a.m. Eastern on NBCSN.
Now Jay Beagle comes out as a first-line right winger. It never ends.
31 games missed in a concussion sustained in a fight out of University Alaska Anchorage. He has known travel in his time. It's Ehrhoff down on a collision with Ovechkin, and he stays down, and there will be a penalty coming up.
Blow it dead. Get somebody out there. Now Ovechkin going after Zach Sill. This is mayhem. Total mayhem.
Help has come to the fallen Ehrhoff. And more anger added to all of this on the part of the Penguins, losing in the game 4-0, and then a hammer shot, Ovechkin and Ehrhoff.
Ovechkin and Ehrhoff are in a foot race, and Ovechkin just pushes him down. I got to tell you, I don't think that's a penalty, Doc. I'm being totally frank. I mean, that's just one guy being strong, and the other one went to engage on him. And it was an awkward way to fall down for Christian Ehrhoff.
There will be a penalty to at least one Penguin. We'll come back and check not only Ehrhoff, but the penalties in a moment. Well, here it is. Ovechkin got a hold on this, as well as a roughing penalty on Ehrhoff. Zach Sill got a roughing penalty. Ehrhoff was able to walk off. So that's at least heartening news, and the concern that the Penguins have with enough injuries, just like Washington has.
And Barry Trotz is talking right now with the officials, and right there, that's Tim Peel. He did not like that call at all. And there was a lot of discussion on the Caps bench. One of the more reasonable players in the league is Nick Backstrom. He came over and watched the replay, and he said, "I'm not sure that's a penalty." I might agree with you.
True enough. Ovechkin watching from the penalty box. The Penguins have had only one scoring chance in the last 23 minutes and change. So they're trusting that this is going to give them at least something. They will have plenty of anger for the game in Pittsburgh against the Capitals in 3 weeks. So here they get it set. Near the front of the net, Hornquist, given by Letang over for Perron, and that one ricocheted off Hornquist in front and is cleared. Players tumbling all over and getting up with a bit of an exchange. A shove there by Perron, and then another shove by Troy Brouwer, and the pass winds up going offside.
Perron wouldn't let go of Brouwer. Wouldn't let go of him, and that's why he got caught deep in the zone. The rivalry's backed up.
It is indeed. It took some snarl to get that part back, something that did not happen in the game in Pittsburgh that much. A 3-0 win, and the Capitals ahead here 4-0, but Downey with 15 total minutes all at once. Latta with the same. Early another set of fighting penalties. And so some of the snarl is back, but the Penguins still want to try and get a goal on Braden Holtby. .80 seconds to go on the power play. 5 1/4 to go, third period. Karlsson fires it around. Not a shot on the power play yet. It nears the halfway point.
Another bad shooting, and that's why the door's slamming on the Penguins bench.
Well, you make a good point, and you have all through, Pierre. This one deflected out of play into the Capitals bench area. Liam McHugh out west, perhaps talking about more things out west. We'll listen.
Indeed, Doc. Things a little bit calmer out in L.A. Jonathan Toews and the Hawks getting set for hockey out in Hollywood. It is Chicago versus Los Angeles. Puck drop set for 10:45 Eastern. Send you back to Washington. Doc at the air.
And Kunitz gave it across. Bortuzzo there to bash it right back in. Protected and turning with this now is Dupre from his knees, able to shuttle it along to Sutter. Tapped on back now, and it is Chimera tying up there. Squirted on a cross, and Alsner sends it back down, and there'll be a penalty coming up. And this is against the Penguins. The call is a high stick.
Frustration penalty. This has been going on now for a while. Pittsburgh Penguins had a tremendous first period, even though they were down 1-0. But ever since then, they haven't been in the game.
There is a certain bit of my DNA going back 42 years into the 70s. About, circle this date on your calendar. February 17th, and here they'll be circling February 25th when the teams get together here. It is Fair stepping in to take this draw. What a game he has had tonight, scoring a goal, dominating on faceoffs. Emblematic of what his team has done well tonight, playing out there with Light and sometimes Ward, but right now just with Light because the Capitals are short. Penguins as well are short. 25 seconds of 4-on-4 left. Tripled behind, reaching his Hornquist. Right out in front is Ebbett, and that one's shut off by Holtby. He has not had a lot of work since the early part of this game, but he is able to come up big there, just in a little shovel shot.
And that's, again, we talked about shootings. Now you can go pursue the puck, get an aggressive forecheck game, and get after Braden Holtby. Andrew Ebbett, Patrick Hornquist doing a good job working down low, but solid night for Braden Holtby and the Washington Capitals. Real solid.
LaPierre to take this draw opposite Fair. Poked along by Letang, controlled by the Caps, so I guess we give him a face-off win on that one too. Moving back up with it is John Karlsson. U.S. native fired this one off a glass support, kicked along by Letang, trying to get away from Like, and it's fed over to Scuderi, touched on and just sent further by LaPierre. Little four corners here, and now the Caps get Johansson out of the penalty box, and so the power play is on for them, trying to widen this lead, which is currently 4. Ahead now comes Johansson, matched there by Paul Martin, tried to play further, could not. Poked along by LaPierre, scrappy play by Martin, but sent along by Backstrom. Right back to him it comes, then Brouwer turns, tucked it on across, and it is Niskanen. Jammed along to Johansson. Brouwer out in the slot area. It's played by Backstrom back to Green. Backstrom yet again, 50 to go power play. Backstrom got it back to Green. Across Niskanen a shot, and that one blocked away. It may have gone off Bortuzzo. It did not get to Fleury. Played back further by Backstrom again. Got it across to Niskanen. Once more back to Green. And then Backstrom a shot, shrugged away by Fleury. That one most decisively did get through. Then it is Brouwer forced on, and then Backstrom across to Niskanen again. Save Fleury. Rebound is played back along and out again by Nick Spaulding. 15 seconds to go, power play. Wheeling back along is Green. Got it to Backstrom with Green in front. Oh, and what a save.
What a play by Nick Backstrom. What an unselfish play. Last night, got hit in the face with a puck. 12 stitches to close the wound. No marks at all in his game. Just excellent hockey.
And he got a minus for it, right? Because it went right to Cam Atkinson and bashed in. Wow. The ultimate insult. Played on by Dupre. They've killed off this penalty the Penguins have, abbreviated as it was, and so 4-0 to go with 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Rocking back in was Brooks Orpik, kept by Dupre, given back to Scuderi, and that shot turned down, but then it is played back along to Dupre again by Craig Adams. Rolled along by Carlson, kept alive by Scuderi, then it is Sutter. Will it be another one of those zeros? Dupre again. Scuderi again, and a shot, dribbled off a stick in front. Kuznetsov gave it up. Dupre tripped down, and a penalty will be coming up, and so a power play with 1:45 to go for the Penguins.
Well, the scoreboard is not going to reflect it, but I think Marc-Andre Fleury's made some really incredible saves here tonight. Nick Backstrom and Mike Green, a little give-and-go hockey, and Marc-Andre Fleury stretches out with the left part of his body and shuts the door on Mike Green. That's some nifty little athleticism from Marc-Andre Fleury.
Well, you look at the goal scored by Fair, and we're not trying to apologize for Fleury because he has been strong. Both Ovechkin goals, I felt, were unstoppable because of the scorching shot and also the tip. And then the finesse move by Fair that was pretty impressive, too. But at any rate, it has been Holtby not the more tested, but certainly the more accurate. He's perfect in the goal tonight, 25 for 25. And this one cleared back around as far as center where Paul Martin will get it. Braden Holtby playing in his 42nd contest. His team's 48th. He hasn't missed much, and he has been spectacular, going for win number 23, just as Marc-Andre Fleury was at the outset. Here comes Brouwer. Brouwer moving along, shouldered off, and then carried effectively to the boards, and then he spins down, and everybody moves in, and there are a couple of punches thrown, and now a pile-up of players in the last minute of play. It is the night you love. Well, you know the rest of it.
Christopher Letang, physical with Troy Brouwer, nothing wrong there. Then Brouwer throws Letang down while he's holding Brouwer. You see the Penguins gather around and try to make sure their star defenseman Letang doesn't get any more injured than he already has been over the course of his career. Troy Brouwer be escorted out.
It's always a concern. Gee, made a great defensive play, really.
He really did. I think it was David Perron that actually came in to try to help out on Letang. I couldn't see if it was he or Zach Sill, but clearly it's not Zach Sill. It's David Perron.
A power play will result, but there won't be a lot of time to deal with that. It'll be 4 aside. The extra penalty went to the Penguins out of this. Perron got 4 minutes for roughing. They only put 2 up on the board because there's a canceling penalty from Washington. The Wednesday night rivalry continues. Immediately, Jonathan Toews and the Blackhawks take on Jonathan Quick and the Kings. That's up next on NBCSN from Los Angeles.
Now, Doc, the playoffs have already started for the Los Angeles Kings a lot earlier than they thought they would.
Kings are 3 points out of the last playoff berth in the Pacific Division as we start tonight.
Those Calgary Flames won't go away. Bob Hartley and Brian Burke have done a fantastic job out there. Brad Treliving, the new general manager. That team's playing hard. They're playing for keeps.
Heartening to see You don't want to see a team that has been so proud and so good down for as long as it had been. Pivoting back now with it is Dupre, giving back on to Scuderi, then across to LaPierre. LaPierre with a shot. That one shrugged down by Holtby, gathered in by Backstrom and tucked around behind. Backstrom was walled by Dupre. Sailed on out to center, brushed loose, and Ovechkin collides with Dupre. Right back over. Carlson, a shot and a save made by Fleury, and chipped back out in the last half minute. 25 to go. It is Backstrom. The fans that are still here are standing. A feet in front, picked up and sent on to Sill, lined up by Ovechkin. The two of them tangle a bit. Right back Letang drops it off. Pivoting LaPierre. Flipped it back across to Sill with 6 to go. Fleury at the other end watches the last stop by Holtby, and a shutout back-to-back for him against the Penguins. 27 out of 27. Fifth shutout this season. 15th of his career. Second against the Penguins. The first was on the 27th of December. Ovechkin with 2. Turned out the first one was all they needed, but they got more from Fair and from Green. Final score in the game tonight. The Capitals 4, the Penguins nothing. The Capitals move ahead of the New York Rangers into third in the Metropolitan. 3 points behind second place Pittsburgh. And they are 6 points away from the top spot in the division. Final score once again. Capitals 4, Penguins nothing. To Dave Strader in Los Angeles. For the Chicago Blackhawks and the LA Kings, good night here